onto the fun memo leaked by the RNC. They got to guard their memos a little better, man. People keep snatching them up. So here is their grand strategy. Whoa, whoa, slow down, big guy. Healthcare reform. See, if we hurry up, they'll actually pass it. Okay? Not hurry up, just go at its regular pace. It was supposed to be done by August. If it gets done by August, that's bad. We don't want it done. The more we delay it, the memo says, the less chance it has of passing. So now when you see conservative Democrats, what I call corporate Democrats, saying, hey, we should slow down and make sure we get this thing right, they're not going home to study the bill and trying to get it right. They're going along with the RNC memo, with the Republican memo saying slow it down. I'll give you some quotes from the memo. We have to, quote, slow down this mad rush. The Obama administration is acting with extreme haste, hoping to push through their healthcare experiment as fast as they can. Make no mistake, the timeline is based on what works for them politically, not on what will result in the best healthcare policy for Americans. No, I know, but you're not taking any politics into consideration here as you write this political memo, right? And give the talking points that your Republican soldiers are supposed to say on air, and sometimes your conservative Democratic soldiers. They continue. The reckless speed with which they are attempting to jam through this experiment is a grave threat to America's health care and America's health. So get a load of that topsy-turvy thinking. You see, if we actually try to reform health care, that would be a grave threat to health care. If we leave it as it is, it's a rock and roll. They don't want to fix this thing. They want to kill it. And the way they're going to kill it is to try to, quote-unquote, slow it down. So when you hear people on TV, whether it's Republicans or conservative Democrats or the media themselves, saying that Obama is acting hasty, and we just showed you three different instances of that yesterday when the media said, oh, well, this is a little hasty, isn't it? God, they buy into this stuff, hook, line, and sinker. Either they buy into it or they want to buy into it. Either way, right? And so when you see those code words on television, understand that it's coming from this memo. That, you know, the Republicans and the conservative Democrats are doing it on purpose, and the media, we don't know if they're doing it on purpose or unwittingly when they talk about the speed with which this is being done, how things need to slow down, etc. Now, in fact, we already have a Democrat that's talking about that. It's Congressman Bourne from Oklahoma, and he's on Fox News. Gee, I want to have that worked out. Obviously, it's a perfect marriage for the two of them. He's a so-called blue dog Democrat, but, you know, I got a new term for them. I think we should call them blue chip Democrats because they represent the quote-unquote blue chip companies of America. They're their real representatives.
The office says that this thing would add at least $240 billion to the deficit. So how do you reconcile those two?
I think that was the real game changer when the CBO came out with that estimate of the real cost of this bill. And I think it's why you've seen some people backtrack on full support of the legislation. That's why I think you're going to see some compromise come out. We've got to slow things down. We may miss a target deadline of going into the August recess. We may take it into the fall, which I know some people may say, well, golly, politically that's not expedient. But we've got to do what's right. We've got to be thorough. And that's what my constituents want. I was home in Muskogee, Oklahoma on Saturday in a barbecue, and people are coming up to me. They're saying, why did you get a bill, hours before, hundreds of pages, and then, have to vote on it very quickly? And that's what happened in the climate debate. We don't want to do that with this health care reform because it's so important.
You see that? Straight out of the RNC memo. Slow it down. What's the big rush? Let's do it later. Maybe in the fall, maybe not. Then he pretends that his constituents come up to him in a barbecue and tell him to slow it down. Please. Okay? And where did they get that talking point on how the cap and trade bill was passed too quickly? They got it from Fox News Channel, which you're now aiding and abetting, with making yet another point on it. By the way, do you remember Congressman Bourne, who's a Democrat, complaining about how the Republicans pushed through all their bills? Remember, they wouldn't even allow you to read it. They'd bring it up the bill when Bush was in charge and they controlled both houses of Congress. They'd be like, okay, here's a 700-page bill. Yes or no? You're like, well, I don't know. I didn't read one word of it, and my staff didn't read one word of it. I don't remember him complaining about that. Now when the Democrats do it, he's like, oh, I got people coming up to me in a barbecue. Please. Okay. I mean, look, I get you're from a conservative district, but bounds of reason. when you take your memos straight out of the RNC, then what's the point of being a Democrat? And you're obviously trying to kill this thing.